All women are 304s. Nope. There is no such thing as traditional women anymore. Wrong. Women simply aren't worth it. What does that even mean? I am so tired of all of this negativity.
I genuinely feel like I have the worst luck when it comes to dating and just like men in general. And I'm starting to think that there are not any good guys.
So we're living in a time where a man is wanting to be chased by multiple women. And here's what happens.
When men stop approaching you, when you stop getting countless of just random DMs from men, you've made it. You've reached that girl level, the baddest of baddests of bitches, when you don't get approached by men.
So I just received a really sweet DM from a guy who said, "You're very beautiful. I don't think you will have any trouble finding any man you want."
Men stop approaching you, when you stop getting countless of just random DMs from men, you've made it. You've reached that girl level, the baddest of baddests of bitches, when you don't get approached by men. Yeah. When you have this intimidating aura of this woman who respects and loves herself, like this woman who, you can't play with her. Oh, I feel it from the way she speaks, how she is as a person, and that is when you know. It's honestly a really, good thing when you don't get approached. Yeah, period.
It's funny how men are told don't approach women, then when they stop approaching it's suddenly proof that a woman is intimidating. No, millions of men have simply opted out of the dating circus. They're focused on their purpose, their finances, and their peace instead of chasing strangers.
How's dating going? For me? How's it going? It's not. My dating life is comparable to Spirit Airlines, in that it is shut down. Out of service. Sorry. Out of business. Closed. We're closed. I don't have an app. I don't have a sugar daddy. I don't have a roster. I don't have a situationship, a relationship. I got no ships. The ships have sailed, actually. So, thank you. Hope this helps. Thank you. Thanks for asking.
Apps, the situationships, the endless talking stages. More men have decided they're done with all of it. Instead of chasing relationships that bring stress, they're building careers, stacking money, and enjoying peace. That's why so many people are noticing the silence.
I want to talk for just a second about this era that we're living in where men want to be chased. This is just mind-boggling to me. So we're living in a time where a man is wanting to be chased by multiple women. And here's what happens. You have a man who's in his wounded feminine energy, because if he's wanting to be chased, he's in his wounded feminine. That is not masculine, and that is not an empowered masculine. That is wounded. So what do you attract when you're in that state? You're going to attract a wounded female, because no woman standing in her power is going to chase a man. That is just not something that's going to happen. They want somebody at their level. So if they're not going to be a chaser and they're going to stand in their sovereignty, they're going to want the man to stand in their sovereignty. So what happens? You've got a wounded masculine now wanting to be chased by a wounded feminine, and that just perpetuates this toxic cycle. What the hell? Oh my God, this is just insane to me. Oh, what? It's just so, it's the biggest ick. Sorry, it is. I watch this so much anymore, and it is the biggest turnoff. No wonder us women.
Second's eye calling every man wounded because he won't endlessly pursue is exactly why millions of men are opting out. Men aren't obligated to prove themselves. Over and over, the modern man is choosing reciprocity. If the interest isn't mutual, he's protecting his peace and moving on.
Women create single family households. There, I said it. Y'all do. Y'all make yourselves single moms, and then y'all blame everybody else for it. Because at the end of the day, if it's your body, your choice, right? Most women don't believe in that concept unless it's a nigga she really ain't fucking with like that. Yeah, she'll get rid of the baby. Or if she really is fucking with the nigga real tough, and she really believe by getting rid of the baby, they might have a better chance of working out. She might do it. But 9 times out of 10, she looks at that baby as a form of setup. She getting welfare. She getting Section 8. She getting all this other stuff that she's going to get from the benefits of the baby. And most of the time, keeping a nigga around, which a lot of women don't want to admit, they just want to keep that nigga around. Then all of a sudden, you keep the baby. Then all of a sudden, he a bum ass nigga and he this, and the fifth. But he wasn't that when you was keeping the baby after he asked you not to. So you are a single mom by choice. 9 times out of 9. 10 times out of 10, you are a single mom by choice. Because if you didn't like that nigga, if you really wasn't fucking with him, that baby gonna be up there with grandma, grandpa, Aunt Jackie, Uncle Becky, whoever else, St. Jude, Jesus, whoever else is there to greet that motherfucker at the end of that surgery. Because you ain't gonna keep no baby you don't.
One thing is becoming clear: more men are refusing to ignore red flags before starting families after watching broken relationships, custody battles, and financial consequences. Millions of men are being far more selective about who they commit to and have children with. That's not fear, that's learning from experience.
Generation of men want to be chased so bad. I'm not even a high maintenance girl. Quite the opposite. I feel like I'm very lenient. I feel like in my comments, if I talk about anything to do with men and women, men are just like they've come into the comments to beef me, and I'm like, if you want to be a princess, then just say that. I feel like men are genuinely offended by the fact that women want to be treated right. Like, not even like, I'm not talking about any of the extras, I can only speak for myself, but just bare minimum, like doing the basic shit. Like, they will find a reason to argue with it. Or women are this, women are that. I'm not chasing no women, I'm not doing this for no. Like, the ego is egoing. And I just don't understand it. I feel like we are all equal and all of that crap, but realistically, men and women are built differently. We're good at different things.
Men aren't asking to be princesses, they're asking for reciprocity. For decades, men did all the chasing, planning, paying, and pursuing. Now they're saying, if the interest is mutual, I'm not wasting my time. That's not weakness, that's self-respect.
I do not mind cooking you dinner every day, scratching your back, ironing your clothes. I'll even open the door for you in the car if, like, that's what you want. But just do the bare minimum shit. Like, give us your time. Compliment us now and then. Take us out now and then. Like, just make effort. I don't understand. Like, I just don't understand. Like, to me, it's so black and white, plain and simple. Like, relationships shouldn't be as hard as it's made out to be in this generation. I don't know, maybe it's just me, but I think men are princesses at the moment.
If that's truly the deal, most men would sign up for it. The problem is too many men have experienced relationships where they are expected to provide, protect, pay, and perform, while respect, loyalty, and peace are optional. That's why men have become far more
possible lately. I think I might have figured out why. It's basic supply and demand. Think about it like the housing market. Good men, low inventory. We're in a full-on dating recession. Just like with real estate, when supply is low, it's not a good time to buy. You don't want to overpay for the fixer-upper just because it's the only thing available, and you shouldn't settle in dating either. So if you're single right now, it's not a you problem, it's just bad timing in the market. This is a good news story. It's hot girl summer, we're investing ourselves, and we're waiting until there's new inventory on the market. Because you're not meant to survive the crash. You're meant to thrive when the
This isn't a dating recession because men don't exist, it's a recession because more men are choosing peace, purpose, and financial stability over modern dating. When the cost of commitment keeps rising and the return keeps falling, men simply stop investing.
Considered a man a pick-me boy because you should be doing things.
So men should be doing things for female validation, but females shouldn't be doing things for male validation. Here's the difference, and I'm sorry if you don't like this video. I'm sorry if this hurts somebody's feelings. Men don't do things for female validation. Men do things for access to females. Men do things so that women will spend time with them, sleep with them, and stuff like that. Men actually do things for male validation more so than female validation. And women have been brainwashed, literally brainwashed for decades to think that things that they are doing for male validation and for the male gaze, as y'all like to say it, not YS, but ZE. They have been brainwashed to think that those things are for themselves. I do that because it makes me feel good. It makes you feel good because you look good to men.
So I was watching this video on Facebook, and this guy basically put it to where women can understand why men will choose the single life and having hoes over a solid woman who has her shit together, who's a boss, ambitious, the it girl. So he put it like this. So like, say if you're really hungry, you wake up from a nap, you're really hungry, you're really thirsty, you check the fridge, there's nothing there, but you get in your car and you go to McDonald's 10 minutes away, right? You don't got to get dressed to go to McDonald's. You don't have to put anything on spectacular to go to McDonald's. You just go to McDonald's, get what you want, spend $10 the most. But he used $100. So you got $100. Go to McDonald's. You good. You up. You can get whatever from McDonald's. But there's this 5-star restaurant that you truly, truly like, but you got to get dressed. You got to book a reservation. You got to do all this stuff to go to that restaurant. Even though that restaurant will be the better option, McDonald's is right here.
The analogy misses one key point. Most men don't actually prefer McDonald's. They prefer peace and simplicity. If a relationship feels like endless tests, pressure, and stress, while casual options are easy, some men will avoid the relationship altogether. That's not about quality, it's about cost versus peace.
If you're that girl, you're the 5-star restaurant. And if you the quick, fast, and easy the girl that they just fuck, you're McDonald's. I'm going to need you to stop being McDonald's and become that 5-star restaurant. Because it's best to be the girl that they want, that they know they have to work for, than to be the convenient girl. They never end up with the convenient girls. It just never works out. Yeah, it's fulfilling temporary, but eventually you get tired of going to McDonald's and you want to go to that fine dining restaurant. And then eventually you make so much to where all you eat at is fine dining restaurants. You see what I'm saying? And we're not talking about food, we're talking about women. So that's why men choose the easy girls over the well put together women that have their shit together, because the easy girls are more convenient. He said they don't have to shower, they don't have to look presentable. You guys are just sleeping with men, stank, and wearing anything? I can't believe it. Unacceptable. But yeah, don't be McDonald's, be the fine dining restaurant.
Flaw in that analogy is assuming men only avoid commitment because women are too easy. Millions of men are avoiding relationships because the cost, expectations, and risks have gone through the roof. Men aren't looking for McDonald's, they're asking whether the 5-star restaurant is actually worth the bill.
304s. Nope. There is no such thing as traditional women anymore. Wrong. Women simply aren't worth it. What does that even mean? I am so tired of all of this negativity. Are you going to insist that masculinity is about growth, suffering, and overcoming difficult things, and then just not date because it's hard? Are some of you really so pessimistic and self-hating that you will just resign yourself to never feeling love and affection? Are you really going to sit here and insist that you have all of the answers to dating and then just refuse to pass those answers on to a woman who is ready and willing to please you? Tell me, what battle are you even fighting? You insist there's a problem, but you aren't trying to actually solve it? What is the point of all of this other than to just kick and scream? There are a lot of great women out there looking for men with your values. Go meet them, be strong in your convictions, and enjoy the life that you can create with them, because the negativity has got to stop.
The point isn't that men hate women or don't want love. A lot of men are simply tired of ignoring their own experiences. Choosing peace doesn't mean giving up, it means being more selective. The right man will still build, but he won't keep investing where he feels disrespected.
So men practice hypergamy too. I don't know why men are getting so mad, like, oh my god, like females, and they practice hypergamy, they only date up, like they only want Chad, they only want the rich guy. Men do it too, and you guys just don't realize men do the same shit with looks, bro. Have you ever seen a man date down regarding looks anyways? Like, typically men would never be caught dead talking to a chick that society finds conventionally unattractive. Like, forget about it. Genuinely forget about it. Which is crazy because women will talk to and date guys who are not Giga Chad, guys who are not super rich. Like, it happens all the time. In fact, it happens so much to the point where women need to be told to not date fucking bums. What society emphasizes to be important to a woman in a relationship versus a man is just a different type of currency. It's not money, but it's looks. Which is crazy to me because men are always the ones talking about, oh, women only want Giga Chads. Men only want Stacy Lights. What the fuck are we talking about? Men are also hypergamous. Like, I genuinely do not know why men get so pressed when women want somebody who is like rich or well off or whatever. Oh, women want these like guys who are like super tall and buff and good looking and super rich, but like this woman doesn't deserve it. Like, what does she contribute? It's like a man would want the same fucking shit. Like, a man who isn't shit is gonna want a woman who's like a good woman, a good wife, a cook, a cleaner, and then super hot. And it's like, he doesn't deserve that either. Deserve? If you can bag, bro. So it's like, why are you mad? Like, men need to calm the fuck down. You're the same. You're literally...
Everyone has preferences, but accountability matters. A man wanting beauty and a woman wanting stability aren't the issue. The issue is entitlement. If you want a top-tier partner, you have to become someone that top-tier partner actually wants. Standards are fine, but so is self-improvement.
I feel like I have the worst luck when it comes to dating. and just like men in general. And I'm starting to think that there are not any good guys. People are like, not all men, there's some good guys. Where are they? Because they're not around me. They're not here. So, where are they? And if they are a good guy, they're probably already married and have kids and whatever. I'm just having a little crash out, but I got fully ready. Looked super cute, looked great. Got my car to leave. Plans canceling on me. So you're never gonna get the opportunity to hang out with me again. What an L for you. It's hard for me though, because I internalize it. My phone's gonna die, so it's all laggy. But I internalize it, and I say, what's wrong with me? Why do people treat me like this? Why do men treat me like this? And I don't think there's anything wrong with me at this point.
The hardest truth in dating is that rejection doesn't always mean something is wrong with you or that everyone else says the problem. A lot of people are exhausted, guarded, and moving differently. That's why more men and women are stepping back and becoming more selective instead of forcing connections that don't work.
Is real. Most modern women nowadays want premium men while offering discount value. And look, I'm all about being delusional when it comes to rewiring your brain and believing in yourself, but we can't be delusional about the reality of what we actually bring to the table. And before you roll your eyes, hear me out, girl, hear me out. I keep seeing women with lists of requirements, certain income, height, looks, lifestyle, but when I look at what they're bringing to the table, there's a huge disconnect. And listen, we need to have an honest conversation about this, and unfortunately, I'm going to say what everyone is thinking, but no one wants to admit. We've been programmed by social media to think we deserve the top 1% of men, regardless of what we offer in return. I see women who are overweight, have zero emotional intelligence, bring drama everywhere they go, and have zero self-respect, but they want a man who's fit, successful, emotionally mature, and has his life together. Society has taught us that we can demand everything from men while bringing nothing valuable ourselves, but that's not how attraction or relationships work. Men, they know when they're not qualified.
Men aren't angry that women have standards. Men are tired of hearing that they must constantly improve while their own expectations are called unrealistic. At the end of the day, high-value relationships happen when both people bring something valuable, not when one person just shows up with a list of demands.
If a man is overweight, broke, or immature, he generally knows he needs to level up to attract quality women. But we've been conditioned to think that just existing as women means we deserve the best men, regardless of our own value or effort. The culture has made us so delusional about our own market value that we think we can get a high value man while being low value ourselves. And then when men have standards for us, like wanting us to be fit, feminine, pleasant to be around, we get offended and call it shallow or unrealistic. We hold men to standards, but get upset when they hold any to us. That's not reciprocal, that's just you being entitled. If you want a man who takes care of his body, take care of yours. If you want a man with emotional maturity, develop your own. If you want a man who's successful, bring something valuable to his life. You attract what you are, not what you want. So if you want a high quality man, become a high quality woman. Stop expecting men to meet standards you don't meet yourself. Level up or lower your expectations, but be realistic about what you qualify for.
Men aren't asking for perfection, they're asking for balance. If a man has to constantly upgrade himself to qualify for a good woman, he has every right to expect that same effort in return. The dating market changes when people stop asking what can I get and start asking what do I bring.
All these men that are standing in between us and like the bad things that are going to happen to us, because like we don't have rights to our own bodies, and the men never came out to protest that. They never came out and was like, give the women Roe v. Wade back so that they don't have to worry about dying from sepsis, so they don't have to worry about being tracked across state lines because it's not safe for them to carry the pregnancy to term. We're not even talking about elective abortions at this point anymore. We're talking about medically necessary abortions are not happening, and women are being tracked across state lines to prevent them from getting medically necessary health care. A you know, trigger warning, but like a dead fetus is not, you're not saving a baby anymore.
Right. Absolutely not. They
But
never were.
women are being prevented from that procedure, the removal of that.
After it's dead. Emphasis on it. The doctor said it's dead. And they're forcing a lot of women to keep these dead fetuses that you're going to eventually go septic and die.
Right. And die. So I'm like, where are all the men standing in between that and women? There's literally zero. Not in the government, not in outside, not.
Frustration is understandable, but the conversation is more complicated than blaming all men. There are men who advocate for women's issues, and there are men who disagree on policy. The bigger issue is that people often expect the other side to fight for them while ignoring that real change usually requires everyone getting involved.
So I just received a really sweet DM from a guy who said, "You're very beautiful. I don't think you will have any trouble finding any man you want." But you know what? It's just not that easy. It's just not. Like, men don't approach me in real life. Like, I will say I get a lot of attention on here, and I'm not asking for it. Like, that's not why I do this. But why do men approach me on the internet, but they don't approach me in real life? Maybe you guys can help me understand. I mean, what is the disconnect? And be nice, because I have feelings and they get hurt. So, tread lightly, please. But I don't know. And I will add, I have girlfriends who get approached by guys all the time. So I know women are being approached. It's just not happening for me. I don't know. Help.
For the girls that are afraid to get older, I'm 46 years old. There's really nothing to be afraid of. The reality is that your body won't work the same. You won't want to leave the house. You don't want to have friends. You probably won't want to have sex with your husband or your boyfriend anymore. And you're going to be overwhelmed at every little thing that happens. And you're going to want to avoid any kind of drama whatsoever because nobody's worth your time or your energy. But you'll be good, girl. Don't you worry.
The reason why the dating pool is so trash is because of us. The women, I'm going to explain. Women are so brainwashed that if you're single and that you're not committed or have a ring on your finger, that you could talk to whoever you want to talk to. You could date who you want to date. You can have sex with who you want to have sex with. We're brainwashed to think that. Listen, ladies, when I tell y'all, that's nasty. It says a lot about us as women if we feel like just because we're not in a committed relationship that we could do whatever the fuck we want. Why is it that what we want is to be outside? Why is it that what we want is to have a roster? That's a problem. And then y'all wonder why men treat us how they treat us is because we treat ourselves like.
Unfortunately, ladies, I have to say that I agree with some men. We have made it really hard for men to approach us. We have so many double standards, it's actually crazy. Hear me out. You want him to approach you, but when he approaches you, you feel disrespected. Let's unpack that for a second. If a man wants to sleep with you, why are you feeling disrespected? You are now taking past experiences and projecting it onto this man, and he might be a great man. First off, let's acknowledge that there is shame for women. That's the first thing. So if you feel shameful for wanting such a thing, that's yours, and you're projecting it onto him. Second thing, if you think that doing that means you're disrespecting yourself, that is a belief that you have. And third, you might just have the belief that if a man wants to sleep with you, he is disrespecting you. But then also, if he doesn't hit on you and doesn't court you, you're upset about it. Which is it?